79-72, and I think you've got to get Paige Beckers and again Enrique going for the wing. Beckers pull up, turns, rolls it around, she's got 22.
Caitlin Clark's name is echoing far beyond the basketball court. What she's doing right now is not just rewriting record books, she's rewriting how we value women athletes, how we talk about sports legends, and how the world views female excellence in a game that, for too long, kept the spotlight somewhere else. Recently, a signed rookie card of Caitlin Clark sold at auction for an unbelievable $660,000, the highest price ever paid for a women's sports card in history. And it wasn't just any card. This was a one-of-a-kind 2024 rookie royalty card, auctioned off by Fanatics Collect. The card features Clark's signature, a game-worn jersey patch, a photo of her playing through a visible shin injury, and a handwritten message that reads, 769 points and counting. That number marks the total points Clark had scored so far in her rookie season, another historic achievement. Let's take a second and really think about what just happened. The bidding for the card started at $336,000, already massive for a women's sports card, but in the final extended round, it nearly doubled. Why? Because people aren't just buying memorabilia anymore. They're buying legacy. They're investing in a movement. They're betting on the story of a young woman who's done nothing but break barriers since she touched a basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't just another star player. She is what you call a once-in-a-generation talent. But even that phrase doesn't quite capture the cultural gravity she carries. This isn't her first record-breaking card sale. Back in March, another card of hers sold for $366,000. At the time, a massive headline. But now, that number almost looks modest compared to the latest. And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark's rookie salary in the WNBA is estimated at around $80,000 to $100,000. Yet, she now has 14 cards that have sold at public auctions for amounts many times that. That's not just record-breaking. It sends a message that goes beyond numbers. It's a wake-up call to an industry, to a culture, and to a generation. You see, Caitlin's story didn't start with the Indiana Fever. It started with the Iowa Hawkeyes, where she became the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I history, men's or women's. She was filling arenas, setting television ratings on fire, and dominating headlines not because she was a novelty, but because she was that good. Fans didn't show up out of curiosity. They showed up because watching her was watching history in real time, and now, in the WNBA, even with the pressure of being the #1 draft pick, Caitlin has delivered, and then some. She's drawn record-breaking crowds, shattered assist records, and continued to prove that she's not just a player, she's a force, a phenomenon, a brand in her own right. And here's the incredible part. She's doing all of this while injured. On July 15th, Caitlin suffered a groin injury that has temporarily sidelined her from active play. And yet, her market demand hasn't slowed. If anything, it's grown. That tells you everything you need to know. She doesn't just play the game, she transcends it. She's not just an athlete, she's a story the world wants to be part of. Think about it, when a player is sidelined, their market usually dips, out of sight, out of mind. But with Caitlin Clark, she's more in demand now than ever. That $660,000 card didn't sell despite her injury, it sold because of the resilience she represents. Because even injured, she is a symbol of power, potential, and purpose. It's bigger than basketball now. It's about cultural impact. This card sale isn't just a collector's moment. It's a turning point. It signals that women's sports are no longer an afterthought, they're a major investment opportunity. A serious cultural force. And Caitlin is the face of that revolution. She has shown the world that excellence is genderless, that impact doesn't need permission, and that greatness will shine, no matter where the spotlight has traditionally pointed. And let's not forget the emotion behind this story. Imagine being a young girl watching these headlines. Imagine seeing someone who looks like you, breaking records and reshaping history. Caitlin isn't just playing for stats. She's playing for all the girls who were told they couldn't, for every young athlete who had to fight twice as hard to get half the recognition. She's changing the way we view success, the way we define value, and the way we talk about legacy. She's rewriting the script, not just for women's basketball, but for sports as a whole. Her cards are selling not just because of what she's done, but because of what she stands for. Determination, grit, vision, unapologetic excellence. People are investing in Caitlin Clark, not because she might be the future, but because she is the future. Right now, right here. So the question isn't why did her card sell for $660,000? The real question is, why did it take us this long to recognize that she's worth every penny, and more? This moment will be remembered as a milestone. Not just in the WNBA, not just in sports memorabilia, but in the history of how we define greatness, and finally, how we pay for it. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game. She's changing the world. One record, one card, one moment at a time.
Tail orientation on the defensive end of the floor, and it allowed us to get up and down and do what we're best at. And I'm just so proud of these guys. Fought, clawed.
There's something magnetic about Caitlin Clark, something that pulls you in before you even realize it's happening. It's not just the way she shoots a deep three from well beyond the arc or how she threads an impossible pass between defenders with razor-sharp precision. No, it's something much deeper. It's in her fire, her fearlessness, her refusal to back down in a world that never handed her the spotlight. She took it. She didn't wait for permission. She earned it with sweat, with resilience, and with an undeniable truth. Greatness recognizes no limits, no gender, no boundaries. When she steps onto a basketball court, it's as if time slows down. Eyes widen, and everyone, fans, critics, even rivals, collectively hold their breath, waiting for the magic to unfold. And now, that magic has spilled beyond the hardwood floor and into history. The sale of her $660,000 rookie card is not just a transaction, it's a loud, undeniable declaration. It says the world has noticed that we're witnessing a cultural shift not just in women's sports, but in how we value impact, how we honor courage, and how we invest in legacy. And yet, behind all the records and headlines is a 23-year-old who still plays with the raw emotion of a kid who just loves the game. There's an honesty in her style, a grit that tells you this isn't just talent. It's obsession, it's sacrifice, it's thousands of unseen hours when no cameras were rolling, when no applause was echoing through the arena. From those late nights in the gym to the moments of heartbreak, pressure, injury, it's all part of the journey that brought us to this moment. The story of Caitlin Clark isn't just a sports story. It's the story of every girl who was told she couldn't be that good. It's the story of every underdog who dared to dream loud enough to shake the system. It's the story of a young woman who rose from the quiet streets of Iowa to become a global symbol of change. And what makes her impact even more powerful is that she's doing all this in real time, under the spotlight, with the weight of expectations on her shoulders. And still, she rises. Still, she smiles. Still, she delivers game after game, moment after moment. Even now, sidelined with a groin injury, her presence is louder than ever. Her name trends not just in sports forums but in financial circles, in marketing meetings, on trading platforms, in collector clubs, and around dinner tables. She's everywhere, and it's not hype, it's respect. Because deep down, the world knows when it's witnessing something rare. Something real. People aren't just buying a card, they're buying a chapter of history. They're buying a piece of a moment they know they'll tell their kids about. That's what Caitlin Clark has become, a generational moment in motion. And what's so wild is that she's only just getting started. This rookie card isn't the peak, it's the prologue. Imagine what comes next. More records. Of course, championships. Likely, a legacy that echoes for decades. Without question, but even if you took away all the stats, all the contracts, all the noise, what you're left with is a woman who refuses to settle. A player who leaves everything on the court. A fighter who, even through pain, finds purpose. And that's why we watch. That's why we cheer. That's why a simple piece of cardboard with her signature just sold for more than most rookie contracts, because it's not just cardboard, it's courage. It's conviction. It's Caitlin Clark. So if you've ever doubted whether women's sports could move markets, capture hearts, or command headlines, now you know the answer. The revolution is here, and it wears number 22. The only question left is, are you paying attention? Because the world is. The cameras are rolling. The history books are open. And Caitlin Clark is still writing. If you believe in underdogs, if you love stories that defy odds, if you want to see history unfold, then you're in the right place. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to see the power of what's happening. And hit that subscribe button for more stories that celebrate greatness, break barriers, and inspire a generation. The Caitlin Clark era is now,